The RPG elf falls for the hero, of course, gets obsessed, of course, follows him back into the real world, but of course, and hyperboobage poorly drawn. Duh. Light hack with very light comedy. Shota with an O like a tiny little egg unprotected. And here I have to be abundantly clear. There's a reason for these words being taboo. They are used to describe adults abusing kids. In practice, it's more complicated because it's also the name of the strategy. Seiko no Quasar objectifies and fetishizes with no adult or penetration, and 2 10-year-olds have more agency than teens. The kid or adult aesthetics might indicate the character's kind of body and or attitude. The story doesn't define their age, but the main guy defeats the Demon King while she's only one of the helpers. She could be a teen and an Amazon, but he has autonomy and she stops when he says no. The problem isn't appearance, it's suffering, influence, and abuse, emotional or otherwise. Takamine-san is neither, and that's still abuse. Her attitude seems obsessive, as in Yandere, not abusive, as in time to pee, Yuki. Actually, it's like that most of the time. We have a moment where she seems to want to hypnotize him. He notices and she mentions it, but it comes across more like an impression than something malicious. There's the smile too, and the red-eye times they don't explain, but it seems she would have done something if that's her plan. Even so, the next one can have something like, I'll abuse him, he likes it, and then I withdraw everything I've said, except that the execution is weak almost always. Like throwing hyperboobs in Machina-san, but more execution than design in this case. In fact, the designs aren't bad, even if the waifus aren't so unique. The elf kinda pops out well. The Nakomini, I think, does a bit, kinda by accident, though she's kinda dead here and there. The cleric only for an instant. Even the classmate in the dark seems to work okay, in spite of forgetting her when I saw the first time. Unfortunately, I can't really comment in the radio/theater half. My Japanese isn't good enough, and I couldn't find subtitles. But it's worth pointing out, even with 12 minutes of rushed art in sketch form about working in an office and killing zombies, the animation is still quite weak. For instance, he gets dizzy and falls back from the heat in the bathroom, but they don't point it out. You can't see the steam, so it ends up empty. She turns into a balloon sitting down, has a body and head in different proportions, like when she sits with hyper hips, and each second looks like the first time she's drawn by a new person. They even reuse part of it, and she isn't even well drawn in that part. The writing is a bit too basic too. The best part is the cheesiness. She says she's proud of her hair, he compares it to the moon, she says his looks like a ray of sunlight. Pretty and cheesy. It's the kind of thing you want in a romance like this. Her saying it's cheesy included. Only it's not enough to ground the romance. Even more so with these indications that she could be evil. It's not even as if it works for its other purpose. It's bad like Takamine-san without that much comedy. It's palpable how poorly done it is with his hand leaving the world before him. She can't take it anymore, but its hunger is cute. Not taking anymore when the guy has fallen down isn't. Might be a misunderstanding since she stops, but they aren't the same, and the second shouldn't have come into this. Not like this. Best case scenario, it's still bad. Please don't you forget to subscribe and hit the bell.